our financial life specifically, one of those things that is really kind of consuming people, and it's becoming a little bit of a distraction, but also just something that people are consumed with, is debt. This debt that is looming from a country, right? When we're talking student loan debt, people are having conversations around, high interest credit card debt and those types of things. I'm gonna break this down in three areas: the 101, 202, 303 level of money. So start at the 101 level, consumer debt. So anybody out there got credit card debt, personal loans, medical bills, student loans, even to some degree, right? The debt that piles up, it's real easy for people to get into debt, really hard for us to get out of debt. So a lot of times we just need a strategy, and we need to think about it the right way. A lot of times in this country, and some of you may see this, we get into debt before we actually get educated financially. So more than likely, we're starting off our financial life in some forms of debt and then working our way out of it so we can get to the next level. So that's why we start here at the 101 level. Not everyone's in consumer debt. Some of you guys out there are really good with your money. You're really good at paying things on time. You're really good at paying off your credit cards. You don't spend more than you make. You've done a really good job in that area. So this 101 level may not be for you. You may have already surpassed and you're at the 202. But for those of you that are in some forms of debt, debt is crippling. It's crippling a lot of people. So having this debt conversation is important. 101 level, consumer debt, things that are high interest in nature. So we're talking credit cards, we're talking any type of loans that you're getting, those types of things. It's really important for us to have a strategy of how to get out of debt. A lot of times when money starts coming in, we have the idea of throwing all the money at the debt, right? Obviously, we have to balance. We still need to focus on our saving and investing, and then being aggressive with our debt according to how much we have. But the way that we back out of this debt is doing something called a debt snowball or a debt avalanche. Again, something that our uncle, right, our Uncle Dave has talked a lot about. And if there's any resource to give anybody that is in any form of consumer debt, Dave Ramsey is a great resource for you to understand how to do a debt snowball or debt avalanche, where basically you're lining up all of your interest rate, all of your high interest debt, and you're going to now start to attack one card and pay the minimums on all the rest of the cards. Let's say you have 4, credit cards. All of them are relatively high interest rates, between 22 and 30% interest. What you would do is you would take the highest interest rate card and you would pay as much as your budget can handle to that one card. And then you're going to pay off all the rest by just paying the minimums to those. So you're paying as much as your budget can handle to the top one, and then just paying the minimum to all the rest. Eventually that first card gets completely paid off. You take that amount that you were paying, that first credit card, and you roll it into paying off your next credit card that you were only paying that minimum on, and then continue to pay the minimums on the rest. Repeat that cycle all the way until you back yourself out of debt. That is the proper way to be able to get out of debt. The improper way, which some people do, the improper way of getting out of debt is paying a little bit over the minimum to all your cards, paying a little bit over the minimum to all the debts, right? That actually doesn't give you the same, kind of like financial power, horsepower to knock down that interest. So you want to attack one, pay the minimums on all the rest. So that's on the consumer debt side of things. Another topic at this 101 level before we move to 202 is a lot of people ask the question, after I'm out of my unsecured debt, credit cards, personal loans, those types of things, should I start paying off my car? Should I start paying off my home? Right? Those are what we call secured debt.